Awesome. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Script Free Sales, working on your sales language. My name is Chris Holleran. I'm here with Andrea Ferry Daniels. I'm a former productivity coach, worked with hundreds of agents over the years and helped them to be able to convert leads, handle objections, and be able to get more sales. What would you like to share about yourself, Andrea?
I spent 25 years in prospecting and lead generation, made over 35,000 hours of prospecting calls, and I'm a former recruiter, and Chris was my productivity coach. We were a dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo, absolutely. And every dynamic duo has obstacles to face, just like all of you. Chances are, in some of your conversations, you might be hearing things like, I'd buy a house right now, or I'd buy a car right now, but interest rates are just too high right now. So that's what we're going to focus on today in a little quick 5-minute video, just be able to help you with that objection. Now, I'm guessing that you might be like most people where you've heard this sort of objection. I don't know about you, Andrea, but this one makes me puke in my mouth a little bit, where people will be like, oh, we'll marry the house and date the rate. And first of all, for all of you, I'd love to know what state you can marry a house in, and where can I buy a bed that's big enough for me and my house to sleep in at night? Because it doesn't make any sense. Stop it. What you're trying, when people say don't marry the house, date the rate, they're intending to say we'll just refinance later. But could it be possible that most people are just hearing, oh, we'll just buy a house now because I told you to? When's the last time a stranger tried to tell you you were wrong and you felt like you got closer to them? Because chances are probably not. So what we want to do is we want to shift from just telling people things as a way to overcome an objection and ask some good questions to understand why they're saying that in order for us to be able to move past it. Because you just telling someone to buy a house and date the whatever it is, marry the house and date the rate, most people are just going to look at you like you have 4 heads, right, Andrea?
Exactly. We need to understand what they mean when they say that, the underlying objection, which Chris is phenomenal at.
No, stop. No, keep going. All right. So something that Andrew and I teach, we're Script Free Sales. We're a company that focuses on doing stuff without a script. So we don't have any sort of script to use in a conversation like this. We just have some questions in a 6-step process that uses inspiration. So Andrea, when we first get an objection, most people are trying to think of what to say, and they're not really listening to the person. What do you recommend doing a little differently than most when they would just like spit out one liner at somebody?
You're right. Most people are thinking about what they're going to say next, repeat and acknowledge what the person says, and then ask a question to gain clarity.
Yeah,
So,
love that.
so if you're newer, it gives you a little more time to think too. If that's an objection you haven't heard before, you're not used to answering, people feel seen and heard when you repeat what they said. Go ahead, Chris.
Absolutely. And it gives you space where if you misheard them, they can tell you what they heard. And it lets you slow down the conversation so that you could think a little bit. And it's as simple as, oh, you would buy a house now, but interest rates are too high. I've heard that from a lot of buyers as well. It doesn't matter what they say or how they present the objection, because interest rates are too high can be said like 10,000 million different ways, however they say it. Chris, I appreciate everything you're saying, and I'm thanking you for the helpful call, but my Uncle Jim told me that I should just wait to the fall for rates to go down. So then I'm going to just listen to what they said, and I'm going to repeat it back to them. Great. So what I'm hearing is that you would like to buy a home, but Uncle Jim said that you're better off waiting until the fall. It sounds like that could be a good option for you. I've never told them that they're right. I've never told them they're wrong. I'm just letting them feel like they're valid. That's what we're doing there. Now, in this next minute, we're just going to share with you a couple of great questions to ask instead of saying, we'll just marry the house and date the rate. Some of my favorite questions include, what's important about getting a lower interest rate? What does a lower interest rate look like to you? What's important about listening to Uncle Jim and getting that lower interest rate in the fall? What does waiting until interest rates drop look like to you? What else is important about getting a better interest rate? What types of answers do you feel like we're able to get out of those questions that most people might not get with how they're asking questions today?
Way more context.
Way more context, right? The core issue here is that if you're the type of person that I want to give them a one-liner to shut them up and get them to buy, most people don't like to be shut up. Most people aren't going to change their mind in one line. I want you all to just imagine the last time that you were having a conversation with a friend or family member you've known for years that has a completely different political belief than you. How likely are you to change that person's mind in a 1-minute conversation? Probably not. So we shouldn't be trying to change other people's minds with quick one-liners either. It doesn't work. That's how you get ghosted on leads. If we can ask some great questions and understand why they're giving us that objection, then maybe we could do something with it. Andrea, would you be open to just spending one more minute on this live and we could just role play what the conversation could look like?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So just give me any objection when it comes to interest rates, and we'll go from there, Andrea. We'll just do step two.
Yeah, I think interest rates are too high right now. I'm just going to wait.
Okay, Andrea. So what I'm hearing is that you think interest rates are too high right now and you're going to wait. And a lot of people seem to be saying the same thing too. Out of curiosity, what does a better interest rate look like to you?
4.5, 5 maybe.
A 4.5 or 5? That sounds like a good rate. What's important about making sure that you can get 4.5 or 5?
I don't want to have a super high payment.
Oh, you don't want to have a super high payment? That makes sense to me. What does a super high payment look like to you?
3,500.
3,500? You know, that sounds like a good number. And what's important about making sure that you stay under that 3,500 a month?
So I can pay all my bills.
Okay. So you can pay all your bills. Awesome. So let's pause right here. Notice with these questions, they're not short questions that are going to be one-word answers. They're letting her explain what's important to her, explain why she wants that payment. It sounds like she has a good idea of what works for her budget and stuff. So I don't need to recommend, well, let's talk to a lender and like look at your budget. We don't need to do all of that. We just need to dig a little bit deeper and understand her why and go a little bit deeper with some of those questions. And now I'm not sure if it's for any of you, but we do have a class coming up on this Wednesday that it's essentially about how over yapping is killing your sales, how some people may be overselling to death. We'll make sure it's in the comments underneath underneath this video. It's free to come to. And if you're like some more ideas on how you can make your conversations more conversational and less scripty, we hope you come check it out. All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.